Brett Favre, Rush Limbaugh, Elvis Presley, and Michael Jackson. What do they all have in common? They were all addicted to prescription drugs at one time. You don't have to answer this, but how many of you knew someone from high school who abused painkillers or prescription drugs? I did, and I'm sure everyone here knows at least one person who did. Prescription drug abuse, especially the abuse of painkillers, is an issue that is all too prevalent today, as our nation becomes more and more dependent on this medication. Through my studies of data and statistics by various branches of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, I have come to more deeply understand this epidemic that is sweeping our nation. Not only have I analyzed numerical data, I have also investigated many stories about the pros and cons of prescription drugs, and about cases where these drugs were abused. I firmly believe that Americans are becoming overly reliant on pharmaceutical drugs, to the point of abusing them. I'm going to share with you a variety of statistics, what they mean, and reasons why prescription drugs should be avoided. To begin, painkillers are highly addictive, and physical tolerance and dependence can develop even when following a doctor's specific instructions. Some individuals can develop a dependence in just 2 or 3 weeks of use. Opioid painkillers are most effective in short-term use situations, such as surgery, broken bones, and other injuries. Researchers suggest their effectiveness treating chronic pain is less than that of other medications. Painkillers are the kind of prescription drug that are most commonly abused. The most popular drugs are codeine, Vicodin, oxycodone, and Demerol. Other medications include Valium, Xanax, Dexedrine, Ritalin, and Adderall, just to name a few. As for the statistics, according to Drug Enforcement Administration, 7 million Americans abused prescription drugs in 2006, and in 2008, the number grew to 15.2 million. This is nearly a 50% increase in a 2-year period. The trend of taking painkillers for non-medical purposes is increasing, most in the 18 through 26 age limit, and the 26 and older groups, which is where we fit. Among children ages 12 through 17, almost 12% of the population surveyed said they had used prescription drugs for non-medical purposes. Talking more specifically about painkillers, opioid painkillers like Vicodin, oxycodone, and Demerol causes more drug overdoses than heroin and cocaine combined. The abuse of painkillers represents 3/4 of all prescription drug abuse. About 1/4 of all drug-related hospital visits were caused by overdoses on prescription drugs. Even more shockingly, 40% of people believe that prescription medications are safer to use than illegal drugs. 31% agreed that it was acceptable to use medical drugs for non-medical purposes occasionally. These numbers prove that the abuse of prescription drugs is a rapidly growing trend in our country and as the younger generation's drug of choice. This epidemic must be stopped for many reasons. Many people disagree with my choice to not partake of pharmaceutical drugs, but I have a variety of reasons why I choose this path. First of all, these drugs have a wide array of undesirable side effects. The side effects of oxycodone, verified by the FDA, include nausea, vomiting, constipation, loss of appetite, dizziness, headache, tired feelings, dry mouth, sweating, itching, shallow breathing, slowed heartbeat, seizures, cold, clammy skin, confusion, severe weakness or dizziness, or feeling lightheaded and fainting. The side effects of Vicodin, verified by the FDA, include feeling anxious, dizzy or drowsy, mild nausea, vomiting, upset stomach, constipation, headache, mood changes, blurred vision, ringing in your ears or dry mouth, shallow breathing, slow heartbeat, feeling lightheaded, fainting, confusion, fear, unusual thoughts or behavior, seizures, problems with urination or nausea, stomach pain, loss of appetite, itching, dark urine, gray-colored stools, jaundice, which is yellowing of the skin or eyes. And the side effects of Valium, verified by the FDA, include drowsiness, tired feelings, dizziness, spinning sensation, a blurred vision, sleeping problems, major insomnia, nightmares, muscle weakness, lack of balance or coordination, slurred speech, nausea, vomiting, constipation, headache, memory problems, drooling or dry mouth, skin rash, loss of interest in sex, fear of danger, depressed mood, thoughts of suicide or hurting yourself, hyperactivity, anxiety, agitation, hostility, double vision, hallucinations, weak or shallow breathing, feeling faint, muscle twitching, tremors, fevers, chills, flu symptoms, and jaundice. It doesn't take a medical expert to see that the side effects greatly outweigh the benefits to this drug. To me, all these crazy side effects just sound like being under the influence of alcohol or illegal drug use like marijuana or cocaine. Most of these drugs are very easy to get addicted to, according to Dr. Aaron Filler, a Harvard graduate. You would be surprised at what kind of medications are considered narcotic. The list includes codeine, aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Vicodin, Percocet, oxycodone, and several more than I've heard of. These all have a moderate to high risk for addiction, as they are all based on opium. Prescription drugs have more man-made chemicals in them that can be listed or discussed. Basically, you are comparing your health and safety to science, which is definitely not perfect or stable. I'm not comfortable with doing this, and I don't know about all of you, but after reading all of these statistics, I'm even more skeptical than I was before. The mortality rates for prescription drug overdoses and reactions are disturbingly high. About 200,000 Americans die a year from overdose, which amounts to 20% of Detroit's population dying over the course of a year. About 8,928 Medicare patients die a year from adverse drug reactions, which are accidental deaths from prescription drugs. If that doesn't convince you that prescription drugs are dangerous, then I don't know what will. To conclude, after examining and compiling statistics and data, then analyzing it, I have become even more sure that the use of prescription drugs is an epidemic that America must be cured of. You can avoid addiction, side effects, and in serious situations, death by steering clear of these harmful substances. I hope that you are more enlightened about prescription drug abuse and the reasons why you should avoid using these medications. And I hope that you will use caution if you must use them in the future. Thanks for listening.